Hello everybody, it's Dr. Katka here. So we have our Medical Mondays today and it is very windy outside and it is cloudy. So there will be no sunset per se, but to see the sun, please come to morning about 7 a.m. okay, morning about 7 a.m. 6:30 or so we have our sunrise music today, so we'll view the sun that way. And today we'll focus on our Medical Monday and we are talking about skin today. You may be wondering, why did I choose the skin? Oh, and I have a little sun over there. It's an orange candle if you can see it, and it's candle for joy. So I brought a little bit of the fire in as well. If you have any questions, let me know at any given point as we go. But the reason I chose skin after thyroid is skin is often in a way forgotten organ, and we look at skin mostly from the outside. So we look, there's something on the skin, we put topical cream on it, and that's how we view skin. However, it is an eye to the inside in a way, because what is going on the outside on the skin is a representation what is happening inside the organism. And the reason it is important to look at it that way is that we don't just put creams on top of it, whether it's antifungals, whether it's steroids, to basically make it go away. But the way we make it go away, we suppress it back into the organism, and the body has to keep continuing to deal with it. And oftentimes it either presents back or it presents in a different way and form. So remember, the skin is a secondary pathway of detoxification. What that means, so we have primary pathways, which is the liver, the gallbladder, the colon, and the kidneys. Then there are secondary pathways of detoxification, which are the skin and the lungs. The lungs are, in a way, another form of detoxification through the CO2, and we'll talk about lungs another time. So what happens with the skin, and I would love for you to go and view the video I have at Dr. Katka TV on YouTube. It's a testimonial from Katie about her skin condition. Literally, you can see the before and the after. All she did a gentle cleanse of her organism and her skin cleared. So the idea, if there is acne on our skin, rashes, any fungal infections, we can put topical creams on, and I would highly encourage us to go and take a look on the inside. Remember, we talked hours during our Facebook Live challenge and during our health reset as to cleansing the liver and gallbladder. And here is where where our skin comes in play. So one way to look at the skin is we look at the different meridians. So I oftentimes choose to look at the Chinese medicine chart and the location of the meridians on the body. That helps me look even deeper as to what is going on. Let's say if there's a lot of eczema over here, that would point to the colon. There is a lot of eczema or any psoriasis, skin rashes, like right here, and then in the back over here, I have a lot of patients with psoriasis right there. That's the gallbladder pathway. On the side of the body, that's pointing more toward the liver. But in general, we take skin and we start thinking, okay, if the skin is now being asked by the body to use as an organ of detoxification, meaning we're pushing, toxins through the skin, we have to look back and see how can we support the primary organs of detoxification. Remember, I had eczema my whole life from like age 1, and it wasn't until later in my life where I realized I need to really do with naturopathic school, where I really needed to do internal cleansing, and the eczema is gone and has been gone ever since, which is beautiful. So I know it's very much possible to do. I talked to you about one of our patients who have been doing treatment with, and as we're starting to clear the liver, we're going a little bit too fast and he wasn't eliminating well enough. So his psoriasis started coming back. So we had to pause the treatment and do something more liver support detoxification. It was unbelievable. The next time he came, the next week, his skin was cleared. So the idea is skin can be cleared through clearing the internal organs. That's the liver, gallbladder, and the colon. So remember, I'll just go briefly through that again. We have it in other videos, but number one, we got to be eliminating through the colon daily, well-formed, nice bowel movements. Number two, we need to support the liver and the gallbladder. So it, for the most part, happens through the food. If we are plugged up, if our pores are plugged up, if we have acne, skin rashes, if there's a new medication that comes on board, you have seen that a lot in antibiotics or so, that means we do want to stop the medication, or as soon as we can stop it, we do a nice gentle cleanse. And all we do, we pause on the foods that are coming in that are more heavy, like the dairy, the fats, the let's say the coffees, the meats, all of that. We pause on those and we add more nutritious foods like greens, even if it's fruits, even if it's, you know, green drinks like these. Remember, I like these greens first. We add some nice detox proteins maybe to our nutrient arsenal, and we let go of the foods that are clogging us. And then if needed, we can take another step and add more liver nutrients such as the glutathione and the taurine. And this could be done very short term, like these guys I really like. Or it could be something that we focus on more long term and do that as a prevention. You know, I take this glutathione, taurine pretty much on a daily basis because I know the liver is really being tasked in our environment. Let me just look real quick at the notes. Oh, I would have to kind of see them. Somebody's asking about skin tags. Some meaning something and some meaning something else. So I usually just skin, you know, I have patients send me pictures a lot, and skin is a tough one on pictures or just dating. It's the visual that's important, because sometimes oftentimes I can tell that the skin rash, let's say, is fungal in origin. And again, what that means, I mean, yes, we can put the cream on if we have to. However, remember that cream is going to drive it deeper into the body again, and for the most part it's coming from the internal environment, such as overgrowth of candida and other fungi in our digestive tract and our colon. So it's, for the most part, when we look at skin, we think colon, liver, and gallbladder. It's really quite beautiful, because I have had so many patients, including myself really, where we really, instead of looking at the skin, we look internally. And the other part about the skin that I want to put out there, we always want to look at the power of the organ, not just what's wrong with the organ. And part of the skin, and when we have something on the skin, it becomes a shameful experience. It becomes, I mean, I know from my personal experience, I had people look at me and think, oh my God, what's wrong with her, and is she contagious? And at that point I had eczema, and I knew I wasn't contagious. Even I was in the hospital doing my rounds, and another colleague, a resident, came in, and he was like, oh my gosh, like he was literally, like, very clearly not wanting to come near me and touch me. And I thought, come on, this is eczema, this is not contagious. But it was hard for him, and it was very hard for me. So I can very much relate to, we want to have it gone as soon as possible so nobody can see it, because it's uncomfortable. And we want to really find the fine line where we don't just put creams on there to suppress it. We really, even if we have to do that temporarily, we really want to focus on cleansing the inside and allowing the primary organs of detoxification to take over as they should, instead of having to drive and use the skin. But the idea that I want to share with you here, that I shared with Katie, and it has changed her view and her skin, is the body is very wise when it comes to using the skin. It's very wise, because instead of, so if the liver, gallbladder pathways are plugged up and sluggish, and so is the colon. The body wants to protect the vital organs. It's protecting the heart, it's protecting the brain, it's protecting the organs that are vital, and it's using the skin as a quote-unquote lesser important organ, which I don't want to, I'm really putting quotation marks, is because the skin can handle it. The skin can drive the toxins out. So it doesn't get deposited there, it gets actually pushed out through the rash, through the acne. So that idea is that the body is being very wise using the skin. The same thing happens with the joints. For the body, the joints are, again, less important than the brain and the heart and the vital organs. So the body can afford, in a way, if there's too many toxins, it starts pushing them into the joints. And that's where a lot of the inflammation, the pain, the arthritis, same with the muscles. So it's similar to take a step back. It's a little bit of a deeper way of putting toxins in, because the joints unfortunately cannot eliminate through the rash like the skin can. So the idea would be the same. We pull back and we start adding less plugging up and congesting foods, and we add more of the greens and fruits and vegetables, and we really take a break and we start cleansing. So the joints and the skin are perceived by the body slightly similarly. I'm reading again here. Regarding the skin, what is your opinion regarding Botox and dermal fillers? Okay, interesting. About the joints, plenty of hydration. Aha. So the dry skin, so I'll get back to the other one. So dry skin, remember, we're going as a second organ after thyroid. And then, so question is about water and questions about dry skin. So people always ask me, what do you put on your skin? It's so, so clean looking and all that. So I don't really put much on the skin besides just some herbal lotions once, twice a day. I have not been using any special creams or anything. Remember, the tough part in today's world, what we're asked to put on our skin, unless it's where we look very pristinely clean, it's oftentimes it has a lot of chemicals in it, smells good, it's supposed to do certain things, but it is driven by chemicals. So if we are really thinking about what are we going to put on our skin, we got to go with the cleanest, the cleanest available supplement, quote unquote, because it is a supplement, just like we're putting inside the body. Everything that comes through our skin absorbs big time. That's why I even urge patients to make sure when you're cleaning, when you are doing anything in the house that requires use of chemicals, please make sure you have actually non-toxic cleaner. There's no toxins in the cleaning, because washing dishes is the same thing. Everything goes through the skin, just like the lungs. We're inhaling everything. Same thing right there. Water is a big deal. We want to hydrate, but the idea about hydration today, for the most part, we're drinking reverse osmosis water, which is deprived of nutrients. So the water actually is not fully going inside the cells. So we want to add some hydration into the cells, whether it's lemon, whether it's electrolytes, whether I use, remember I was telling you I love these waters. They're already, the way that nature created them, they already have the minerals inside them. So think hydration. Think for every caffeinated drink, we have to have an extra hydration. And then the other part about dry skin, if there's anything happening with the thyroid will not allow for the skin to stay fully hydrated. So we also want to support, sometimes just simple iodine, and putting iodine drops in water just does the trick. So I would try that first before moving into any further, anything else on the skin. Just hydrate it internally with some iodine, and some seaweed is great. To answer the other question about Botox, I don't have enough experience with putting the fillers in the skin. I have worked at office previously that the office used that. It is supposed to be just topical, right? So just local, meaning topical, meaning local in one area. I don't know enough about if it absorbs or the long-term effects of it. So I would not be the right person to answer that. And I think that is it for your questions. Thank you so much for joining me. we have a little baby sign going over there. Remember, today is full moon. It's a powerful full moon. So the amazing part about the skin, you know, the skin is truly a kind of like the shining on the outside is what's happening on the inside. So part of what I have encouraged Katie, that I just want to complete with, I encourage her to be grateful for her skin, and even if it's being oozing and you know, itching and all of that, is have the gratitude for, thank you skin for being a way out for my body right now while I'm cleansing the inside. So always approaching this beautiful organ with gratitude, and start looking at the skin as a marker, almost like, okay, if I'm good, my internal organs have a higher likelihood of being able to eliminate freely. If there's something going on the skin, maybe I gotta really start cleansing deeper. Okay, you are welcome. Happy full moon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our Medical Mondays today, and let me know if you have any questions, and we'll take it from there, and we'll see what organ wants to come in next for our next Monday. All right, many blessings, take care, and enjoy this full moon. Bye bye.